So you often hear the advice,
if you want to be a successful hairstylist, you need to make sure that you build a brand.
but it's a term that's kind of thrown around a lot and nobody really has an exact definition for it. And so a lot of stylists end up thinking they just have to have really beautiful fonts, really beautiful Instagram feeds, a great logo, a great website design. But in my opinion, none of those things really are a brand. Those are all things that just kind of point to a brand. What I believe a brand really is that immediate emotional response that a customer gets when they hear your name. For example, if I say the name In-N-Out, what automatically comes to your mind and how do you feel when I mention that name? For me, I just think, oh my God, I'm starving. It's delicious, high quality food, amazing customer service. That is the emotional response that I get as soon as I think of In-N-Out. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. And you know, on a side note, my dad actually says that In-N-Out isn't the best, and particularly their fries, and we have a huge debate about this, but I think their fries are amazing. Yes, they get cold, they're not as good, and that's his argument, but you could say that about any fry. So anyways, so instead of focusing on logos, designs, pretty Instagram feeds, making things look absolutely beautiful, what you want to focus on is how you're going to deliver that initial emotional response that's consistent with everybody who hears your name or about your services. So one of the things that helps to build a really outstanding brand is to focus on your ability to articulate exactly what deep desire that you fulfill or what problem that you solve. For example, if you're a lash artist, which I want to throw in these examples because there's so many people who watch my videos who aren't necessarily hairstylists. So for example, if you're a lash artist, maybe one of the common concerns about getting lashes done is it going to ruin my natural eyelashes? So in your messaging, in your website, in your social media posts and things like that, you want to make sure that you're delivering the message that I know that this is one of your concerns, but here's how I go about managing that concern. Here's how I make sure that your natural eyelashes are not damaged. I do this specific method to make sure that when you're all done, you don't have to worry about your own eyelashes falling out because we know we want to protect those. So the problem, I don't want to get my eyelashes done because they'll make my natural eyelashes fall out. The solution, show them that you have a method and something that people can trust in order to help that problem. If I'm making sense, make sure to like this video and let me know in the comments. If you're a barber, one of the main things that people love is just a perfect fade. That would be your desire. So in your messaging, you're going to want to make sure that you fully articulate how you fulfill that desire with your special methodology and your special way of doing things. For example, you might say on your website, my method is simple, quick, and flawless, and you'll get the smoothest fade possible, guaranteed, because I always do with every single one of my clients, no matter how many times they've seen me, I do these 3 steps. And that's how I get amazing, smooth fades. So basically in your messaging, of course, your main goal is to stand out and set yourself apart from other stylists. But instead of just merely saying, I'm different than other stylists because this and this and this, you actually go a step further and prove it by telling them what your method is. Another very important aspect of building a brand is kind of like what I talked about earlier, is you want to focus on really illustrating and putting out in your marketing how you make clients feel and how clients are expected to feel after they receive a service from you. So here's a few questions you can ask yourself in order to kind of craft that messaging. Number 1 is, how do you want to make them feel? And to give yourself some clues to how to create this messaging, you could think about the clients that you have already and listen to exactly what they say on Instagram, what they say after they see you, and they're really giving you the exact reasons why they keep choosing you every time to do their service. For example, I've had a few clients who are, first-time moms and they're just so busy with like a brand new baby and things like that. And then they go in to get their hair done and treat themselves. And then after they say something like, oh my gosh, I feel like myself again. So that keyword, I feel like myself again, that's something that you could put in your messaging that's going to really illustrate to prospective clients how they can expect to feel after an appointment with you. Now, another hack I like to do in order to figure out what clients really want to feel after an appointment is go and look at reviews of other salons. When somebody is raving and extremely happy about something and they go on to say how it made them feel, I always take note of that key phrasing because a lot of times you could find a common denominator. They all kind of say similar things. So I want to make sure that in my messaging, whether I'm posting on social media, website, all those different things, if I'm making a video, that I persuade them that they're going to feel this way after an appointment with me. So you might be wondering, am I ready to start creating a brand? Now, in order to create a brand, you have to have two things, and that is what you offer has to be extremely valuable and worth a lot to clients. And the second thing, you need a lot of experience doing those things so that your clients can feel confident that you are the person to go to. And having a ton of experience is going to build your confidence that you are able to give the results that clients are really, really wanting. Now, when you're trying to get a lot of experience on a certain topic, my first suggestion is never to go out and buy expensive education. My first suggestion is to grab a mannequin head, just practice on your own, set a regimen of how much you want to practice every single day. Start implementing some of these things on the clients that you already have. And all of this practice and experience and repetition is really going to make you confident in your service and product that you are trying to sell. And therefore, you're going to be so much more confident when you're trying to promote your brand because you're actually going to believe in what you're saying and what you're doing. Now back to number one, I said you had to have some type of product or service that delivers a ton of value to your clients because that is what's really going to set you apart. There's so many hairstylists out there and many of them are willing to do everyday services for very, very cheap. And your client experience has to be very, very set apart from everybody else. And that's how you're actually going to be able to charge higher prices too. Because when people think about you and what you offer, they're going to associate you with quality and with value. And that is how you build an amazing brand. So like we talked about before, you're solving a really important problem or you're fulfilling a really highly valued desire. So I showed you kind of little tricks to do that before. But when you are able to do this is how you're going to get raving reviews. You're going to create an amazing reputation and you're going to be that person that people always want to inject themselves into conversations in order to tell somebody about you. For example, I always bring this example, but there's always like so many ads on Facebook, right? Well, the first thing I do when I see an ad on Facebook for a product that I think is really cool is I go straight into the comment section. And in the comment section, there's going to be some negative stuff, but what I always pay attention to is the people who are like, oh my gosh, this changed my life. And they liked this product so much that they felt the desire to go back to the ad and leave a comment. That takes so much effort, especially if they're really, really happy with something. Because most people only comment reviews if they're not satisfied with something because they're so fired up and they just have to let people know. But if you can fire them up because what you did is so good, it's even harder to get them to leave a review. So if they're doing that, that shows me that this is a really, really cool service. And that's what building a brand really does for you. So that anytime somebody says, oh, I need to get my hair done, their friend is like, oh my God, I have to tell you about this person. So in order to get that kind of amazing emotional response from people where they automatically associate you with quality and professionalism, think about every aspect of the experience of someone getting an appointment with you. Whether it's the experience of the hair wash portion or the experience of little snacks or treats that you give them when they come in the door. And of course, focus on the results that you're able to deliver to somebody, but make sure you're just thinking about the entire picture and also really be able to articulate how a client is going to be expected to feel after an appointment with you. And remember, a brand is not a color scheme, fonts, or a logo. In fact, I didn't even have my first logo until it was probably like a year into my business. Those are something that I actually focused on after the fact just because I had time just to kind of spruce things up a little bit. But if you focus on that in the beginning, it's all just like artificial branding. So make sure that you focus on all of those things that we talked about before first. And then if you have the time and money, then go ahead and throw some into all of those little aesthetic things that help people kind of point to your brand. I hope that makes sense. Now, a brand is a very vague and also really complicated topic. So I wanted to cover just a few things in this video that I think are super important. But if there's anything that you have questions on or if you want me to elaborate even more on, let me know in the comment section and I will definitely do that. All right, so today's subscriber shout out is going to go to one of my awesome subscribers, Carla. And she left a comment on, I believe it was one of my builds clientele videos. But she says this: thank you for making this video. It's the best video for marketing I have watched. And Carla, I just wanted to say thank you so much for that compliment. I really try to give you guys unique advice and stuff that's really, really effective and helpful, unlike anything else out there on YouTube. So thank you so much for this comment. I hope you keep watching and thank you for subscribing. Also, I love shouting out my subscribers who take the time to leave a thoughtful comment. It means so much to me. So If you have something that's on your mind, let me know in the comments and I will try and shout you out in the next video. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Lauren, and on this channel, I really just like to focus on helping stylists build amazing careers. I feel so blessed that I was raised by parents who were such entrepreneurs, and I really feel like that gave me a huge advantage and a huge edge in this market because the hair industry is such a competitive market, and I feel so blessed by that. So that's why I do all of this free content for you. So if you love what I'm doing here on this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, make sure to check out any of my other videos, and then also hang out in the description box below. I have a lot of cool resources for you guys there as well.